Washington. Welcome to Coffee and Cosmos with Robin. My name is Robin Fritz, and today I want to talk a little bit about crystals, how they support us, mind, body, and spirit. It's a favorite subject of mine, and today we're going to do some show and tell with some crystals I'll invite you to experience here on the show. Plus, I am also offering 2 quick readings for the first 2 volunteers who come up with a specific question and type it in here in the comments. And we're going to do a guided meditation with the crystal Fallon. So let's get started. So again, welcome to Coffee and Cosmos with Robin. My name is Robin Fritz. I'm an intuitive and spiritual consultant and certified past life regression specialist based in Seattle, Washington. So, hi, Heather, thanks for joining me today. So I offer personal and business intuition, animal communication, mediumship, space clearing, past life regression, and between life regression, a process I created called soul progression clearing, spiritual awakening, and spiritual journeys, and energy healing. Is your home situation going to work out? Haley, we'll get to that in a minute. Thanks for asking that question. Let me just jot it down here. So we're going to talk about crystals today. And Tara, how to heal past trauma. Okay, good. Thank you. I've got my 2 questions. So let's jump into the show with a guided meditation with my crystal partner, Fallon, the citrine Lemurian quartz. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about some experiences I've had with crystals to give you an idea of the variety of experiences out there. Megan, thanks for joining us today. So here, this is Fallon. Fallon is citrine Lemurian quartz. I know I have a lot of stuff in my office background. Heather, I'm going to try to see your question here in a minute. But take a good look at Fallon. You'll see how incredibly beautiful he is. And yes, they turned him into a crystal ball. And I get confused here on the direction. All right. So I want you to look at Fallon, a citrine Lemurian quartz. He's not only a very rare crystal, he's an ancient power crystal, which I know sounds, what does that mean? He's a healer and a truth bringer. And so look at him, and in this quick little meditation, just focus on how you might create a relationship with a crystal, either one that you currently own or one that you might be inspired to go out and buy today. So as you take a good look at this, hi, thank you, Cheryl. Thanks for joining us today. Yes, he is gorgeous. So you'll connect with him the way your intuition works most strongly. So we're all a combination, but sometimes one is stronger than others. So you may see pictures, you may hear him chat with you, you may feel his energy, or you may simply know that you're connected with him. So take your attention to the top of your head and notice where we're connecting mind, body, and spirit. So invite mind, body, and spirit to connect more closely together here. And as we breathe down from the top of our heads to the bottom of our feet, just let all the cares and the worries of the day just flow out of you, and let this time be with you and with me and Fallon and with this great community that Om Times has created for us. Good. I'm glad you're here, Ruth. It's a pretty big page, and it's a great community of people to share together. So as you breathe down, starting at the top of your head, again, just let the blocks and the cares of the day go away. So breathe down from the top of your head, down your face, your shoulders, your chest, your hips, your knees, and your feet. The top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And just feel it just whoosh away. And now you're thinking of Fallon as a goldish light rotating at your feet outside your body. Imagine as he moves up from the bottom of your feet to the top of your head. Imagine this, welcoming this healing energy into your body, moving up from your feet, past your knees, your hips, your chest, your shoulders, your face, and the top of your head, your crown chakra. Now, I always warn people your crown chakra may be kind of wide open and you might be a little lightheaded in this half hour. We'll close it down at the end of the half hour so that you can go about your day. But if you, Fallon is a very strong energy, and you can feel him in many crystals across the airwaves, so to speak, which is what your intuition is capable of doing, transcending time and space to support you in your life. Oh boy, losing loved ones. Okay. Hi, Maria. Thank you. Good to see you again. All right. So I've got my questions for today. Several people here, and I always go back through the broadcast later and try to type in a few comments with questions. So I appreciate you all being here today. So crystals. It surprises me that people come to me and they want to talk with their dead or their animals, or they want past life regression or a soul clearing session, and it's great and it's awesome, but they hesitate at crystals. They're like, oh, no, that's too weird and esoteric for me. And I understand that, because I was one of those people a long time ago. I mean, I think crystals were pretty, and I really liked, seeing them, and they're beautiful decorations, but that's about all I thought about them for many years, until I started working with the planet. Hey, thanks for joining us, Susan. So in some ways I call myself an earth communicator. And what that means is that I work as an intuitive who works with the planet, with planetary systems. So of course I've been very interested in the current volcanic eruption activity in Hawaii, but I work with hurricanes and weather and land systems and multidimensional energies. And part of that is that I can hear them and converse with them. And then I can explain what they say to people so that we can get to understand each other better as a community of life here on this amazing planet that we're on. But when I was first learning to do this, there wasn't anybody out there who did this kind of thing. There actually still isn't the way I do it. So I had to kind of learn by trial and error. And that's why I'm out there teaching, because I don't want people to stumble into the roadblocks that I have. And one of those was when I was first communicating with non-humans, especially with an oil spill that was happening right here in Puget Sound in Seattle, where I live. So I was very curious about it. And I went to just have a conversation with it. And I really love your comments. Thanks for commenting here. I went to have a conversation with the oil spill, but at that time, my intuition was largely clair-feeling or clairsentient. So that meant that I felt the feelings and emotions of the people around me and the oil spill and animals and everything else. And a lot of people are very strongly clairsentient, a term. People use the term empath a lot with that, but that's actually not correct. But I did, when you experience the feelings of another being, you tend to exchange energy with them. So you know that we're not supposed to eat oil, right? So, but when you're conversing with an oil spill, as I was at that time, I was actually exchanging energy with it. So the energy of oil and human is not compatible. So what happened? I got really sick to my stomach, and I became ungrounded and unbalanced. And it took about 6 weeks for me to understand how to create a good, strong energy boundary around myself so that I could explore the world out there and communicate with it without becoming unbalanced and becoming ill. But that's also when I started exploring crystals for grounding and balancing. And in fact, they're really useful for a lot of things. They're beautiful, and you can see the crystals that I wear here during each of my shows and during my work with clients. Reminder to me that this is the path I've chosen in life, and these crystals support me and my clients and my work. But the other thing is crystals are very practical, and I call myself the practical intuitive, because intuition and healing are our innate abilities, and they're there for us to connect with the world, to improve our lives at home and at work. And crystals are two of the most ancient beings that are there supporting us in that work, and that would be crystals and herbs. So, hey, thanks for joining us. So what I learned in working with crystals is that I gravitated towards those that were helping me getting grounded and balanced. And if you are experiencing working with crystals, And I know someone popped up here that some of the crystals that she likes. Turquoise, rose quartz is pretty common for people who want to really expand their self-love. It's a great gift for your home, especially if your home is new or your workplace is new, to offer those soothing energies. But I wanted to play show and tell with you today so that you could experience some crystals the way your intuition works. So this is my gigantic chunk of kyanite, which I met in a workshop. I had actually been seeing it in my head for a couple of days, did not know what it was. And when I saw it in the workshop, I picked it up and I'm looking at it and I knew this was my crystal. And I said, how much are you? How much do you cost? And it said $120. And I said, like, no way, that's crazy. And I turned it over and sure enough, that was a price tag on it. Kyanite, yes, kyanite. I want you to just, I'm going to be quiet for a moment and let you connect with kyanite. It is great for clearing. So when clients come over, I have them put their jewelry on it. And if they are strong and feeling energies, they'll go, oh my gosh. So I want you to connect with this crystal the way your intuition works. May talk with you, may give you some healing. Just invite it to connect with you. Kyanite. So this piece has been with me many years, and it is just very excited to be shown here on Facebook today. So and you can get, this is a rough piece, a raw piece. You can buy it tumbled, which is easier to carry around in a pocket. In this form, it tends to flake off. So if it's great for cleansing, it's great for clearing, and I actually have it now sitting on a selenite slab, which I'll show at another time. But if you're interested in kyanite, it's great. Hi, welcome from Spain, one of my favorite places. This is white quartz, and those are black tourmaline rods. Oh, there we go, black tourmaline rods. This is one of the first crystals I bought for grounding and balancing. So, and again, another one for that, another one for clearing the energies of your home. Experiment with the crystals you bring home. You may put some on your bedside table and find yourself having vivid dreams or not being able to sleep. That's a clue to move it to a different room, maybe an office where you can get that extra boost of energy for work. So connect with this white quartz with black tourmaline rods and see how you feel. It is beautiful. And then you can see the natural colors of it in the place where there was a rod at one point right here. Invite this crystal to help you get grounded and balanced. Whatever works for you. Pretty awesome, right? And the last one I want to show you is Shiva Lingam. Now, Shiva Lingam is a stone that's only found in a river in India, and it's traditionally used as fertility. So, but don't panic. Don't panic about fertility because it's also really powerful for grounding and balancing. And this is a particularly beautiful piece. So I want to tell you a little bit about this crystal to give you an idea of how powerful crystals can be in your life. But first, I'm just going to pause for a few seconds so that you can connect with it and see what you get from it. Comment, a feeling, pictures, or just knowing you're connected with it. Cheryl, black tourmaline is traditionally used for cleaning. Yeah, I know, isn't it awesome? Is it traditionally used for clearing, and there are different properties for different kinds of crystals. You can find a lot of crystals for the same thing. You can go online and look up, or you can, I have Judy Hall's books and some other books that also talk about different properties. but I wanted to tell you a quick story about this. I was in a workshop and someone suggested Shiva Lingam might be a good crystal for me. And I thought, oh, that just immediately resonated with me. So I went shopping and I was in a certain part of Seattle and there were like 3 shops in that area. And I knew that my tourmaline, my Shiva Lingam, good one, Zuzka. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. I knew that the Shiva Lingam that I wanted was in one of the shops. So I closed my eyes and concentrated and I went to the shop that I thought it was in. And I asked for a lingam, a Shiva Lingam. And I said, this stone that I want is not obviously out here in the shop, so where would it be? And it was in the bottom shelf of a locked bookcase. Very hard to see if you weren't actually looking for it. So what was really interesting is when they pulled the crystal out, pulled this stone out, it was so bright I had to look away from it. It was like, wow, that was quite an experience. And I picked it up and I held it and I bought it and I took it home and they wrapped it in, the gift wrap, the light gift wrap paper, and put it in a sack and I took it home. And when I reached in the sack to pull it out, it was so hot I could hardly hold it in my hand. And I was like, what? And I walked it over to the table. And for the next day or so, it varied between being extremely hot and extremely cold. And so someone told me, well, that's a sign that it's really your crystal. And I was like, wow, these beings are really alive. They really have something to add to our lives, and we need to start, paying more attention to them. So I hope you had some fun with that little bit of show and tell today. Again, I'd say I'm a very practical person, and I have found crystals to be extremely supportive in my life. I currently have another necklace that I wear when I'm out on walks to help with PTSD. From an incident that happened on the street several years ago, and I can feel it helping and supporting me. And even if you work with crystals and say, yes, my crystals are never in a drawer. And when I go to somebody's home, I tell them, and they open their drawers to show me crystals, I say, no, take them out of the drawer. They're like hidden away and they like to be part of the family. My necklace is in a drawer. That may be what you tapped into. But I recommend putting your crystals out so that you can experience them. I'm currently having issues with my cat who thinks that crystals are play toys, and she'll bat them around the room, and I hear these little crystal voices going, help, help, keep her away from us. And I'm like, okay, you guys work it out. You really are very practical, and they can be very supportive to us in our daily lives. And so don't be afraid of any sort of woo-woo-y kind of thing that people may think about them. Go explore them. My radio show sponsor, Kim Valines, is going to be on my radio show this afternoon and talking about crystals. She's the most knowledgeable person I know, so you're welcome to call into the show and chat with her. But I wanted to share these with you today to, just give you a little boost and to help you understand the world is really more mysterious than we know. And we humans aren't taking advantage of our partners out there. And you can find crystal partners. And you don't have to buy big ones like that. You can buy little ones. I have a bunch of little ones. And experiment with different ones. And you may find some that are that work with you better than others. That's life, right? Some people are friends and other people are acquaintances. So I had people had a couple questions. Haley, you wanted to know if your home situation was going to change anytime soon. And I'm looking at just kind of like a dead end there, Haley. So I'd recommend putting some sea salt out and around in your environment. It feels like the energies are really in a state of flux, and I don't see a huge change happening if you're just sitting there waiting for it. I know something's holding you back, a little bit of self-confidence and concern about what other people are involved in and thinking of in the home environment. And really, you need to think about yourself first, because, if they say on an airplane, put your oxygen mask on first. You can't help anyone else until you're feeling safe and contained where you are. And it feels like it's going to be the way it is for at least the next few months. If you feel like you need to make a change, go explore it. In the meantime, invite your home to partner with you so that you can be your best self in it, and your home has every opportunity to nurture and support you. Our homes, think of bird nests. Birds build nests to lay eggs and hatch babies, and your home is there like your nest to support you. So invite it to be that way for you and see how that works for you. Tara, how to heal past trauma wounds. Those traumatic events and traumatic wounds can be from this lifetime or previous lifetimes. A past life, I could help you with a past life regression session. There's a process I have called soul progression clearing, which doesn't matter what the trauma was. We just work to release the blockage and then fill you up with healthy energies. Okay, so we have more questions than I can answer here today. You can create a mantra that I am healthy, I am whole, I am complete, and believe that, in terms of like magnetizing your energy to believe that, Tara, and see if that helps. I frequently recommend salt baths and keeping salt around the house, because salt is a traditional clearing device that could help with your trauma. If it's a really deep trauma, something again like a past life regression or even counseling can help with that. That's how past life regression was created, was to help people deal with trauma. And that is one of those things. The other thing is to find a crystal that will support you on that energy level. A lot of people like amethyst. I find amethyst to be too soft for really deep healing. That's why I work with auralite, which is amethyst with grounding minerals in it. You might also try rose quartz to support you. Kyanite, again, as I showed you, or the white quartz with tourmaline are also good to have around. You can get something like that in a necklace or earrings or a pendant to wear. And then there was another question about losing loved ones, the fear of losing loved ones. That is a really tough one, and I'm addressing that even for everyone to look at, not just for the particular person who asked that question. And in fact, I'm sorry I didn't even write your name down. It is very hard. And actually, I'm going through that right now because I have 2 young animals, and I'm remembering the 3 that I lost, 2012, 2014, and 2016. And it's like, why do you start over again when you know that life with animals is much shorter usually than life with humans? And the fear of losing our loved ones is an opportunity for us to grow in love for ourselves as well as for our families, and to know that love is real, and we come here to experience love. That's what our souls are doing when we take bodies, whether it's a human or an animal or a tree body. We're here to experience love, to grow ourselves, to grow our souls in love, and to grow and continue to self-love. And the fear of losing loved ones is a real fear. It can cripple us if we hang on to it. And we have to understand that in many ways, we don't have control over what happens in our life or anyone else's life. We just have to do the best we can to take care of ourselves and to continue to nurture ourselves, to take advantage of every moment, make every moment count. And it's hard, but releasing the fear of losing loved ones is allowing you the opportunity to experience a deeper love and connection with yourself and with them, and knowing that everyone has the freedom to explore and to grow, and things happen, and that we do have the emotional, the physical, and the spiritual strength to overcome the things that happen to us. So use mind, body, and spirit connection, your mind, body, and spirit strength to give you the strength to really love, which is accepting that things can happen to us and that we will have the strength to go on because we will meet up again with them. And it does show the depth of your love for your loved ones, that fear of losing them. And in a way, too, it's a little bit of a fear of losing ourselves, because if we lose someone we love, we've lost that connection to the physical body. I know I started losing my loved ones when I was 9 years old. So all my life has been one of one tragedy after another, but also an opportunity to continue to grow in love for those that are still here and for those that have gone on. And it shows the great depth of feeling that you have, that we all have, that we are afraid of losing our loved ones, because nothing is guaranteed in life, but the opportunity to continue to grow our souls. I don't know how much comfort that is to you. It is true. And I invite you to connect with me further here on Facebook, or you can connect with me at my page, The Practical Intuitive. I will go back over these comments here later in the day and try to answer them. I appreciate everyone who asked a question that I couldn't get to. It's really only possible for me to take 2 quick questions during this half hour. But you are welcome to call into my radio show every Monday at 2 p.m. Pacific time, omtimes.com radio. It's The Practical Intuitive, Mind, Body, Spirit for the Real World. You're also welcome to call, to tune in live, to call in 202-570-7057 to share a comment or to ask for a quick reading on that show. I also work professionally, so you're welcome to contact me for a private session as short as 15 minutes, 15, 30, and 60-minute sessions. Personal and business intuition, mediumship, animal communication, past life and between life regression, and soul progression clearing, which is a great way to clear out blocks, including the fear of losing our loved ones. So I want to thank you all for joining me. You are always wonderful. And if you like these presentations, please like the Om Times page, the Humanity Healing page, the Om Times Institute page. Please like my Facebook page, The Practical Intuitive. It helps us continue to serve you, and I want to thank the Om Times community for creating this great space for us to be together here today. I hope you enjoyed Show and Tell with Crystals, and I'm always happy to look at topics that you want to cover, so feel free to connect with me at the Practical Intuitive page or to type in here what it is. Crystal, losing all of your close family. I have too. I know exactly how you feel. I don't have family left anymore, and it's hard. But you can learn to connect with them in the afterlife. You're welcome to check out my webinars at the Experts platform at Learn It Live. I have a couple of webinars up on connecting with our dead. The fact that you love and you grieve means that you are beautiful souls and you're continuing to evolve. And I wish you peace on that journey. And I thank you and I appreciate all of you. Let's close out with this healing. Healing from the goddess. So cross your hands on your heart. Breathe into your heart. Feel healthy, positive energy. Feeling love and acceptance. Feeling grounded and balanced from this time together, feeling that connection with Fallon, and closing down your crown chakra so that you can go about your day. Breathe into your palms and your hand. Just feel that air on your palms and just imagine it as healing energy. And then cross your palms back on your heart. That really grounds into you. Crystal, please contact me for a private session. I'd be happy to work with you, if only for 15 minutes. we have a connection there that we can explore, and I think I can help. But thank you all for joining us today. Thank you for being there. I look forward each week to sharing with you, to learning with you. And please tune in again to the other people here on the page, and tune in again next Monday at 11. Thank you for joining us again today. Take care. Blessing.